Airbus.
Boeing and Airbus.
Airbus. The World Trade Organization.
Boeing had a long history of a monopoly.
So do the lawsuits. Litigation produces more heat than light, so we haven't learned a whole lot, except that both sides got help that doesn't look entirely kosher.
European government loans to Airbus violate trade rules.
These two companies have been butting heads over government subsidies for years.
With this contract, we can say bon voyage to 44,000 United States jobs and bon voyage to $40 billion of our taxpayer money.
Would only be assembled in Alabama. After the tail, fuselage, and wings were all built in Europe by a company which is subsidized by European governments.
It's outsourcing our national security. This is a crown jewel of American technology. We are now giving away to the Europeans one of the most significant things we as a country can do, and that is build these aerial tankers.
That subsidies given to them by the European countries create an unfair advantage for Airbus.
The World Trade Organization, in a landmark decision, says Boeing received at least $5.3 billion in illegal financial assistance, including support in the form of research and development payments to Boeing from the NASA Space Agency. European regulators say the number is even higher. EU Trade Commissioner Karel de Gucht.
Boeing has received up to $9 billion, say 6 billion euros. In illegal state aid, and that has caused us considerable harm, has cost us jobs.
And subsidized by European governments, and that the World Trade Organization, WTO, previously ruled that Boeing got billions of dollars worth of illegal tax breaks from the United States. Instead of just going at each other with tariffs or other penalties that could start a trade war, the US and the EU agreed to let the WTO referee.
Since its inception in 1995, the WTO's dispute settlement system has been acclaimed as one of the most effective means of international dispute resolution ever created.
But Airbus is not a clear winner. A separate WTO trade panel condemned European support for Airbus in a parallel case last year. Few analysts expect the latest ruling to end the world's largest and costliest trade dispute.
But why have these two companies been fighting each other for so long? Can the problem be traced back to a more fundamental problem? Some scholars argue yes. The overall argument in this direction claims that the biggest factor involved in this issue can be traced back to the fact that the US and European market are based on colliding economic philosophies. After the devastation of World War II, the European economies were in dire need of aid, and only through heavy government intervention and subsidization was it possible to rebuild the destroyed economies and bring Europe back to life. For this reason, government intervention and subsidization are not seen as a bad thing in European economies. It's a different story in the US. Based on free market principles, the US was founded on the idea that any government intervention in the market should be seen as a bad thing and suspicious. In this philosophy, the government should only intervene into the market when it is absolutely necessary and there is no other option.